Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing a product review on a really inexpensive palette that you can get at Walmart. This came to my channel via one of my subscribers, Erica. Her screen name is Elove, and she sent me a huge collection of makeup. But one of the things she sent me was this palette. This is the Beauty Treats 24 Matte Palette. And you can get this at Walmart, I know, and as far as I'm aware, that's the only place. And it is $11.99. So, if you look at it, it's kind of hard to tell if it's going to be decent or if it's going to be play makeup. So I thought we could do swatches and we'll talk about the formulation and all that. So first of all, packaging, it's very inexpensive. It's cheap. I think I said this. It's $11.99. It feels like very cheap, brittle plastic. And you can see it is transparent all the way through. In my opinion, it is very reminiscent of the Viseart. I mean, okay, the plastic is not as nice, but of like, this is their colorful, the Viseart 12 palettes. This would be the colorful one, and this would be the neutral matte. I think it's the neutral mattes, warm mattes. I'm not really sure. I don't have a Viseart palette. And those each have 12 pans. This obviously has 24. And those are $80 a piece, so that'd been $160 if you got two versus $12. It's not super thick, which is nice. I definitely don't think they waste a lot of space. It is a really large palette in comparison to, say, the Lorac Pro palettes. It's a heck of a lot bigger. There are 24 shadows, and each one is like 1.5 grams-ish, not exactly, but close. So they're very big, and this is a lot of product. It did come, it has a little space right here, and it did come with some like beauty sponges and stuff, but I ended up trashing those. I did try to use them, but they just weren't very good. And it is, what's on my eyes today is from this palette. So I thought we'll go by threes, and we'll start in the neutrals and then go to the more colorfuls. And these shadows do not have any names. So these are the first three. These all three feel really soft and creamy, but the pigmentation is just okay. This first one is almost the exact same shade as my skin tone, so you probably won't be able to see it if you can look here. Here we are. So they're fine. They're a little bit patchy, and they are very buildable, which I really appreciate. I think it's nice to have buildable shadows. Obviously, you'd hope that they'd be super pigmented. Oh, my nails are so janky at the very beginning, but if they're not, it needs to be at least buildable. So these next three, this one is super great and creamy. I have that on my transition today. So we have a nice orange, this like really pretty taupe, and then this rusty shade that's super popular. And these are all three really nice, I think. That orange is really pretty. It's not showing up great because, again, it's very light, and it's similar to my skin tone. There we go. Gorgeous shade. These are a little bit powdery, but not ridiculously so. But you can kind of see, maybe in like these, that it does make brush marks. But I like all three of these, and I do feel like these blend really nicely. So we'll go to the next three. So these are like a cool toned, like light purple, a cool tone brown, and then like a more neutral brown. Ooh, that neutral brown is kind of powdery, but it's also a lot more pigmented. That purple is really nice as well. This one. So there's the first 9. I'm gonna just wipe off these swatches because there's no way I can fit. We'll try. We'll try. Maybe I can do 12 and then 12 on this hand. And so then the last 4 really neutral, or excuse me, 3 neutral. We have like a light nude shade, and then like another kind of taupey purple, and then just a mid-tone brown. The mid-tone brown is not very good, and neither is that nude. But there are the neutrals. We have a lot of taupey purples, but they are all very different. And I feel like they did a really good job with this neutral set of not being overly redundant, which if you watch my reviews, you know I really appreciate. So I'm going to try to swatch with my left hand. We'll see how this goes. So this first kind of trio, if you go down by the lines, is like a pinky trio. And this middle one has glitter in it. So I don't know why it's called a 24 matte palette, because it's obviously not matte if we've got glitter in it. And you can see these are super nice. This first peachy shade is not great. But then you have a really pretty pink with some glitter, and then like a fuchsia shade that's got a little bit of a, almost like a shift to it. I really like those. Then we have the purples and blue. And this deeper eggplant shade also has some glitter. And you can just see these are really, really pigmented. Okay. And that purple is also kind of powdery. That eggplant. Oh. This deep blue is what's in my crease today, and it's super pigmented. Look at that. I love that. Then we're about to do my favorite shade. So we have this yellow is not very good. This light blue is amazing, and then we have a teal. So that yellow takes a lot of building, and even then it's not as impactful as I would like. But that light blue is super pigmented and creamy. And then we have our last three. It's very fun, summery little trio. Go this way. There we go. So, that hot pink's a little powdery. They're a little powdery. There's a really nice wide variety of colors. You can definitely get a full look at this. You have a huge amount of neutrals and then a lot of color. I feel like it's super versatile palette. If we can, there we go. I really like it. Is it as good as some of my higher end palettes? No, it's not. It's not as good as, say, the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette or something like that. But it's really pretty. And it's really, really workable. And if you don't wear color, I think you'd be super happy with it. I have previously done a review on the Maybelline The Brights palette. And I'll link it below in case you're interested. I think this one is much better, and it's a lot better value. This, again, was $12 for 24 shades. A lot of these colors do take some blending, some building up, and they blend out decently. They don't just blend away, and I don't feel like they get too muddied together, which I really appreciate. I think the inner corner, and then I have a little bit that's not, but this eye look is almost predominantly from this palette, and I think it looks really nice. I've used most of these shades, all of the colors and some of the neutrals, and it's just beautiful. I don't really have anything bad to say about it, especially for the price. I don't understand the glitter. I think there's a really unique array of shades. I love that orange and the pink and the purple. I don't know. I just feel like they have a really nice array. If you like color, if you want to experiment more with color, $12 is a great deal. Even if you have a lot of high-end palettes, if you want like a drugstore alternative, this is great. As I said, let's just do some of these are really great in compared. So let's just, I'm going to pull out, okay, let's pull out the Creme de la Creme. The best colorful palette that I own is the Mi Vida Loca. Let's just be honest. I've done a full review of this. You can't get it anymore. I'm sorry, but it's amazing. So let's just do Synth versus this light blue. They're pretty good. They don't feel the same. I'm gonna get rid of these swatches. I mean, they're kind of comparable. You can tell that Synth is a lot more pigmented and it does blend nicer, but they're comparable. Let's do another one. These are not dupes, obviously. We got Destroyer and this one. So finger swatch wise, they're really comparable, and you could probably try I mean, those are pretty close as far as pigmentation and power. The Beauty Treats one is a lot more powdery. So all in all, I think it's a great deal. If you see it on at Walmart and you're like, that's probably like kids makeup, honestly. Like, that's probably not pigmented at all. It can't blend. I don't think so. I think it's a nice deal. I think that you're gonna get a lot of good looks out of it. You might have to work slightly harder, but not ridiculously so. It doesn't blend into one thing. I think it's pretty nice. I like it. I would recommend it. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. If you have any questions, requests, suggestions, comments, go ahead and leave it down below. It is a super easy drugstore brand, and I think that you would like it if you want to try it. So that's all I have for you today. And with that, I'll just see y'all later. Bye.